Who wants to watch a mother completely dodge the responsibility bullet and instead blame everything wrong with her son on her son?
Lavinia is desperate for her son, Ty, to get his life together. He has no job and no goals. Lavinia, what was Ty like as a child?
I'm a single parent.
Yeah, Mum, she asked how he was like as a child, not about your fucking history.
I had to work.
The horror.
This kid would pick up his two little sisters, make sure that they eat, make sure that their homework was done. If I had to stay late, he'd make sure they took a bath and put them to sleep.
So you parentified your own child. And by parentifying children, we mean that you have placed upon them the burdens of being a parent or adult responsibilities before they have the emotional and psychological capacity to deal with it. And then you wondered why he changed. He tells you why he changed in about 8 words. Listen.
And then he changed.
Ty, you're getting really emotional right now, and so am I, because...
Yeah, I did change,
know
and I'm
what
still
to
that kid. I'm still that kid.
I haven't
told
seen
her
him in
that.
10
I'm still
years.
that kid. I'm still that kid. I'm tired. I'm depressed. I'm tired.
You go.
Okay.
I'm tired. I'm just tired. I'm hurt. I've been through stuff in my life.
Because you
That's
chose
personal.
to.
No, it don't even matter about none of that.
It does
No,
matter.
listen, it does. It does, but I'm tired. Like I said, I'm depressed. I have personal things going on. Sometimes that
Tell
can
us
stop
what those
somebody.
personal things
that
are.
can stop people. Me being depressed.
What are
like
those
me,
personal things you're going through?
Like-
Stop yelling about them and tell us about it.
Tell us about it, don't shout about it. And yet he was trying to talk until he was shouted over by his own mother, who said, that's not even about that, don't worry about that. Or by her. And when she asked the mother at the beginning, tell us what Ty was like as a child, I was a single woman. I had to work. These are the same behaviours that women often say about men in terms of, oh, well, they always interrupt and they always overpower the conversation. They're doing the exact same thing. What do we call them?
All right, like my personal stuff. Like I never really had friends, and then when I got around friends, I basically always did exactly.
First he says, I never really had friends. And the mother says, ridiculous. And then because he feels like he's upset her, he deviates off from what he said and said, well, I thank you for giving me the friends that you gave me, but they were older than me, they were fake, and they didn't really fit in with, you know, who I was as a person, and I thank you for that. He's trying to constantly cede his ground to his mother because he is parentified and because he has been so badly abused. And instead of hearing that, listen to what the fucking idiot women say when they chime in. They haven't listened to him. They're just looking to blame him.
Always had to, like, it's like, I feel like, yeah, you gave me everything, but you kind of gave me too much, but because, like, because you gave me too much, my friends were jealous of me. I always had fake friends around me. See, that's what I'm saying. It's cool that you did that, but you also got to understand what that brings, what that attracts, Mark. You got to feel me on that. That's what I'm saying.
Ty.
You got some twisted logic
Yes.
going on here. That's some
Nah,
twisted
man, like,
logic.
I'm just
You're
saying,
telling us that
it's mental things that can mess with,
Okay,
like, it's
but
mental
Ty,
things that bothers me in the
you're
physical
telling us that
world.
you're depressed?
I don't have motivation. How can I have motivation? Yes, how can I have my motivation when everything is handed to me?
Right, so you're telling us that you're depressed.
Yeah, I'm depressed. I'm always depressed. I'm in a dark spot. I know I'm in a dark spot, and I've
you
been
in a
there
dark
for a
spot?
long time.
But Ty, that's still no reason that if you feel that in your dark place, to take that out on your mother.
The issue here is twofold. Firstly, this young individual clearly doesn't have anyone to turn to other than his mother, and his mother has basically done that to him. And now she's crying victim and saying, oh, well, he's taking things out on me. Now, I don't think that people should take things out on anyone, but we've got to understand that he is a parentified child, and so he does lack the emotional maturity that would come from being raised in a happy, healthy environment. So children will unleash all of their shitty behavior to the parent, their caregiver, to whom they feel the safest, because they can let down their guard and let down their boundaries. Now, people who lack emotional maturity will also do that in relationships when they're a lot older too, because they haven't learned how to communicate effectively and how to get their point across. This individual feels like he has no one to talk to, nowhere to turn, and has been given too much too young. It's natural that he unleashes on his mother, but his mother is standing there like, well, you shouldn't do that to me.
That's my best friend, yo. That's my best friend. I can't even talk
and you
to
know
my
what?
mom.
Okay,
yo.
hold up. So has he had a problem with alcohol?
He has a problem with alcohol. He's an alcoholic.
Are we surprised? He's been abused from a young age, whether it's been with intent to be malicious or not. This young individual has dealt with too much too soon in their life, and the only way that they could control it was to put things in their body. And guess who was the one who put the substances in front of him in the first place? But she'll deny it. You watch.
Ty, when did you start drinking? How old were you?
Probably 13.
13. Okay.
Probably
That's
13.
Very early.
She be drinking with me. She put me on.
I put you on at 13?
She put me on. Yeah.
You're a liar.
Lavinia, how much is he drinking?
He drinks 5 to 6 bottles, and the bottles is like this, like the 40
years
ounces.
ago.
Oh, he's chugging some 40 ounces?
Yeah,
The
we
40
heard that
ounces.
Years ago, I was like 17,
The
19.
That's a lie. 5
Really?
and 6.
That was-
I promise you, Vivica. 5 to 6.
I would throw up
a
now.
day.
I would throw up.
Lavinia.
If I tried that now, I would throw up now.
no.
If I tried that now,
that's a
I'm
long
telling
list.
you.
That's binge drinking.
Let me tell
5
you
to 6
something.
drinks
Y'all
binge
bill that y'all
drinking.
have, he's only been here a day and a half.
Right.
So tell us, you stayed at a hotel that the show put you up in, and you ran up almost a $200 bar bill.
Here, let's talk about it. One bottle of whiskey, $60. One bottle of premium tequila, $71.18. One bottle of regular tequila, $17.52. We got some beer, a couple soft drinks, and an
Hi,
orange juice.
I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
You did this yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
Why would you think that's okay?
I didn't. I wasn't thinking.
You just did it.
I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking.
He's not thinking because he's an alcoholic. He has a disease, an addiction. He openly admits that. and this panel of women, instead of supporting him, are bollocking him. I cannot believe this shit makes TV. Honestly, it's fucking insane.
I don't feel anything. This is all something that, as an alcoholic, I'm very familiar with.
Very familiar as an alcoholic, and you think that your experience generalizes to everybody else. The reason why you became an alcoholic is not the reason why everyone becomes an alcoholic. How you dealt with your alcoholism is not how everyone else deals with it either. But watch her pontificate over this young lad.
It's the woe is me story, the oh, I'm so sorry, well, feel sorry for me because I was deprived of this, that, and the other thing, and I was raised really well, just like this kid was. This is all, I don't feel any emotion toward him right now.
Why?
Because it's all a game. It's all his
For
MO.
him to get his way?
His MO. His manipulation of his, I would cry. I'm sorry, Mom, I'm never gonna drink again. I'm never gonna drive drunk.
But he did miss out, didn't he? He missed out on a childhood because he was too busy being a father to his own siblings. Because the mother chose to either leave a relationship or to have a relationship with a bum who ended up leaving her. That's her responsibility. If you can't take responsibility for your children and parent them effectively, that's your responsibility. If your child is standing in front of you at 20 odd years of age or however old he is and saying, I did too much too soon, it was too much of a burden of me, and by 13 I was started to drink because it was the only control I had in my life, that's a you thing. That's a you being responsible. That's you being an absolutely shit mum. And I'll go one further. If the panel of women, and especially the old bitch, saying, oh, well, he's clearly had a great life. Well, it tells me that the mum has either worked so much to provide them so many materialistic items, which, don't get me wrong, children all love, but they don't need. They wanted your time. They wanted your affection. They wanted their mother. And instead, they got... well, the two younger siblings got their brother as being their father, and he got nothing. None of this is his responsibility. He was a child when he was put upon to become a father. He was a child when he became addicted to alcohol. And he was a child when he lacked the support, empathy and compassion from the individual who was supposed to love him the most in the world. This is a perfect example of why men don't speak up. Because instead of receiving the empathy, compassion and support that he should have done from these individuals, he's got jeering, victim blaming, name calling. And to men in society, I will say this: you have to keep talking. Even if it feels like no one's listening, trust me, we are. I am. And to those bitches on the panel, get fucked, cunts.